Luke Combs, a true man of the people. There is no question, however, that Luke Combs is one of the biggest country stars in the business right now. Year in and year out, this man continuously elevates his game. He's batting 1,000 when it comes to number ones on both Mediabase and the Billboard Country Airplay charts. He is just one of the biggest stars in country music, but what is most beautiful about Luke Combs is that no matter how large he is in country music, how big he is as an artist, Luke Combs remains so humble and just one of the people. But what I did not have on my 2024 bingo card was any assumption that one of the biggest country artists might have a possibility of not ever playing at a football stadium again. And that football stadium is right in his home state, Bank of America, the home of the Carolina Panthers, which is owned by David Tepper. As we know, Bank of America was a massive home show for Luke Combs just last year in 2023 when he got to play there. Sold out crowd, another massive event, as he had pretty much all last year through his world tour. But that had a lot of emotion, I'm sure, for Luke because it was a home show. But now fans fear that he might not get an opportunity to return to Bank of America. And this speculation all started after Luke Combs made an appearance recently on the Pat McAfee Show where he held nothing back and went in on David Tepper and the recent decisions made by the Carolina Panthers, really just sharing his disgust as a fan on how that organization and franchise is being ran. And I just want to point out, could this idea be so far-fetched? Just last year in the NFL season, owner David Tepper was caught throwing a drink on a Jaguars fan during a game. So, I mean, it wouldn't be very shocking if there was a response from the owner of the Panthers to what Luke just had to say here on the Pat McAfee Show. But again, since Luke has made these comments, fans have been laughing and rolling about the comments that he made. But also, I think there might be a little bit of worry there if he'll ever go back to Bank of America. Now, what sort of sparked all of this was an initial tweet by Luke after another questionable trade from the Carolina Panthers. For all you football fans out there, it has been a rough couple of years for that franchise. Now they have traded away Pro Bowl defensive end Brian Burns for not really a great trade. Christian McCaffrey was also traded. DJ Moore was also traded from the team. And, you know, these trades that they have made in the past have not always been that great. And Luke, well, as many Carolina fans are probably feeling right now, he's speaking for their behalf. Luke first tweeted, "Panthers, what are we doing? No first-round pick for McCaffrey a few years back, and now none for Burns. Are we just firebombing the whole team here, or what? I usually don't comment on these kinds of things, but it's just becoming slow torture at this point." Now, hold on, because this just keeps getting better and better from Luke. He doesn't stop there. The Pat McAfee Show is really where he let it all go. Now, in this interview with Pat McAfee, Luke Combs covered a lot more than just football. There's some music stuff that he went over in this interview as well, which is very interesting to hear. We're going to get to that right after we cover this Carolina Panthers, David Tepper beef with Luke Combs issue real quick. So first, Pat McAfee asked Luke Combs about how the Carolina Panthers and the franchise organization has been run over these past couple of years and how David Tepper has handled the business side of things, as well as maybe the football logistics with the team. And again, right here, Luke just went in. He said his ability to get it done, it hasn't happened yet for sure. You know, he's obviously a shrewd businessman, but I'm a great musician, but I'm not a football coach. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm great at doing music, but I ain't at the combine telling you who to draft. You know what I mean? It just ain't happening. I mean, you could be good at one thing, but it doesn't mean you're good at something else. I think as a fan, we all know, I mean, throwing drinks on the fans in Jacksonville ain't a hot look, dude. Believe it or not. You know what I mean? It ain't a good look. It feels like we're the worst franchise in all of professional sports right now, and it's really hard. It's really hard to deal with that. It can't get any worse, dude. To have that platform and to say what probably a lot of folks, maybe all of the fan base is thinking, that probably feels good to everybody who is a Carolina Panthers fan, including a Luke Combs fan, because what you see is what you get with Luke Combs. No pun intended there for the album reference, but it's true. And of course, Twitter exploded once these comments were made. You got Luke Combs rocking the boat. Careful, those ticketed events are a privilege. Here it is. Little late for damage control. Tepper banning you from Bank of America. Folks continuing to joke, breaking. Luke Combs banned from Bank of America Stadium for the 2024-25 regular season. And this one right here is pretty hilarious. Luke Combs fake concert poster with Bank of America in the backdrop saying canceled. And just as I've been saying, we're going to share this one because it hits that right on the nose. He's being honest. Feel like a lot of us have said the exact same things he's saying. Next you have, he said it out loud too, didn't he? LOL. I'm a great musician, but I ain't at the combine telling you who to draft. How many concerts you think he gets at Bank of America after that? Luke's sentiments are real. I mean, this guy is a diehard Carolina Panthers fan. In the interview, he also talked about how he became emotional and cried when the Carolina Panthers lost to New England Patriots when they had Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. I mean, this guy is a diehard fan, and I'll say this, me being a Philly fan, we speak our piece. I know I'll probably get some hate in the comments for that, but whatever. If you're a diehard fan of a team, you know how it is. Sometimes you got to say it like it is. Now, jumping into this next part of the conversation is when Luke Combs leaned into the country music portion of this as he was asked about his songwriting ability, songwriters, the art of songwriting in country music. It was really interesting what Luke Combs had to say, as he also shined a light on how songwriters are feeling the effects nowadays of so-called the streaming era and how a lot of it has changed to include the financial strain that some of these songwriters, even some of the biggest songwriters from the past, are now feeling today. When asked about all this, Luke said, I think it's like anything, right? If you want to be great, there's a lot of people that write by themselves, and nothing against that, but I try to lean on the people that are around me. I really spend a lot of time writing with people who mean a lot to me, that I have personal friendships with. It's not just a working relationship. We're friends, we can get together and write a song, or we can get together and go fishing, or ride around, or go turkey hunting, or go to a football game. I think to me, that's important. He continues and adds, songwriters are kind of the forgotten people of our industry, which is a shame because really they are the heartbeat of our industry. In today's age, the streaming era has really limited what a songwriter can make. Even the songwriters that have the biggest careers you could imagine are to some extent struggling these days. I think having a team spirit, that team atmosphere when you're writing with folks and you're in that writing room, the camaraderie, it really brings out a better side of what you'll get on a cut for a record. And out of all the genres, songwriting has really been accepted in country music, not just by the industry and how it works, but also by the fans. It's never been much of a secret that there are writing rooms and these artists are not always cutting a record with songs exclusive to just their rights. There's, several folks who you'll see on the album who are credited as songwriters. And again, this has never really been a secret, but something that has been much accepted by the industry, by the fans. And really, there have been a lot of great songs that we have gotten from artists who are able to take those lyrics that have been written by someone else and drive it home emotionally, convey that message emotionally to the fans just as much as those lyrics mean to that artist as well. Now, don't get me wrong, the streaming era does have its pros, especially for fans. You get the music right when you want it. It's right at your fingertips. But again, for some of us who back in the day enjoyed going to the record shop or the store to look for that CD or that album, there is something still nostalgic about that as well. So again, that's just a really sad thing to hear, that songwriters are feeling that much of an effect where now it's a financial issue. And of course, guys, after this video down below, let us know your thoughts on that too. But man, isn't it great to have such a humble guy in the business like Luke Combs? Really fun to watch him. The new era that we're in for Luke Combs is really a treat. I think maybe it took a little bit for some fans to warm up to the growing up and getting old era of Luke, but this new era of Luke Combs really is special. I think it sounds great. The man continues to put hits after hits out. By the way, too, if you haven't heard, there is a new song that he's currently teasing titled The Man He Sees in Me. The song is written for his sons. Luke is just a great father, a great family man. Him and Nicole have a beautiful family. And getting to witness his sons bring out this side of Luke Combs, it's great. Now, there might not be as many anthems as we heard early on in his career, but right now what we're getting from Luke, man, it's good. It's real good. That's your latest update here from Country Cast. Remember to hit the subscribe button down below if you're new here so you never miss out on any breaking updates and news surrounding your favorite country artists.